So we're going to start just by going over a few of these. Actually, most of them. So the first thing, if you did the grass, that's great, but I really just wanted the vertex. So like on this was called Vertex Form, and it's nice because it's kind of in the middle of completing the square problem. And if we got this form, we can tell that like the vertex was always is the opposite of the x, so it was -3, and the y was the same. And that was true in all of these. The number in front does not change anything. So even though there's a negative here, that doesn't change the fact that you still just take the opposite, and it's 5, -3. And for 15, same thing. This number in front does not change anything on the vertex, so the vertex is at +2, 4. Okay? So that was the big idea, and this happened right in the middle of the completing the square. So when we get down to these three, well, 16 is more the same. But when we got down to 17, it wasn't in that format. So we actually had to complete the square kind of halfway. And that would give us our vertex form. So go ahead and do that. First check, is this the right number? Is half of 6 is, square it, 9. So this is the wrong number. So we want to move it out. Move it to the other side. Then we can set up everything, parentheses, squared, the x, even the sign, since it's going to be the same as whatever b is, equals. Set everything up so it's ready to go. Once you're ready, take half of b, which is 3, square it, is 9. Same thing both sides, and then simplify. -2 plus 9, or 9 minus 2, which is 7. So normally, if we wanted to get the roots, x-intercepts, we can square root both sides and finish it. But if we just want the vertex and only the vertex, or if we want to write in vertex form, move the 7 or move whatever number is there back over. Or back to y equals. Our vertex is at -3, -7. That's our vertex. So always the opposite sign inside the parentheses, same sign outside the parentheses, once you've moved it back over. Alright, so let's look at your number 18. Space here, there we go. And it'll be basically the same thing as 17. Side by side, just the numbers are different, but step by step the algebra is the same. Okay, so is 18 the right number? Okay, move it over, set it up. Half of -8 is -4. Add 16 on both sides. Get -2. if I was to solve this, what kind of roots would I have? What kind of roots? Two, if, yeah, two what? Two y. Why though? Yeah, because this is negative. So the next step, if we were solving it, you're not doing this, but if you were solving, the next step would be to square root both sides. You have a square root of a negative, therefore 2 complex. Alright, so just good to know this information. But if we're just trying to find the vertex, we move it back over. Plus 2. So our vertex is going to be at 4, 2. That's our vertex. So we're going to do the same process. Both of these, you might remember earlier this week we did 2 days of completing the square. One day was when this was just a 1. There was no number in front of the x squared. And then we did a whole other day where we divided by that number in order to complete the square, and we got a lot of fractions. Okay. So let's look at the next step. I have all you guys do this together. Number 40. Go ahead and write this down. Continue on your homework. Just continue on your homework. Not new. Just continue on the homework. It's the same thing. So, here we go. What happens when you do have this number in front? What do you need to do? Okay. So, before we had just divided and say we don't care about it, let's just get it out of the way because we're just finding roots, and we're just finding the roots, we don't care about these common factors. But if we're actually graphing this and thinking about the vertex, we can't just drop it out. So instead, whatever number is in front of the x squared, that's what we're going to factor out. So negative 3 times what is negative 3x squared? And negative 3 times what is positive 12x? Negative 4. So make sure everything multiplies correctly. We have no, they didn't give us a number here. They didn't say plus 5 or minus 3 or anything, so we're just going to leave it as 0 because they didn't give us a number. And then from here on out, it's going to look pretty familiar. Set it all up, put everything in that we need. And the next few steps are going to be different. So this is the part that's really going to start saying, okay, this is, so far we just had to do the GCF. Not really GCF, but whatever numbers in front of the x squared term. All right, ready to go. Okay. Half of negative 4 is negative 2. Negative 2 squared is 4. Now here's the thing. I just put a 4 here, but there's a negative 3 out here, which means on the left-hand side, I just added negative 12. I've added a negative 12. So over here, I need to actually put a negative 12. Not a 4, but a 4 times whatever number's in front. So it's kind of like when you're factoring, when you have to multiply the a and the c together, what two numbers multiply to the a times c and add to b. Same idea here. You have to multiply those two numbers. So we get negative 12 and then add it back to the other side. So yeah, similar, but yet there's enough that's just a little bit different. And of course, write your vertex. Where is your vertex? 2 at comma 12. Yeah. Good. So I'm going to have you guys try 41, which is very similar. Let's Try 41. Okay, you guys try 41 and see how it goes. It's very similar to 40. And then check with someone next to you to see if you got it. Alright, what did you get for the vertex on this? What did it come out to? -3 and -36, yes. Check yours real fast if you didn't get it. See if you can find why. Really important. So if we take out the 4, and we complete this, we'll have to add 3, 9, and there's the 36 from the 4 times 9. That's how the 36 comes about. And then when you move it to the other side, that's how we get -36. Alright, let's look at one more, but where they put a C value here. On both of these, they just gave, there's no C value. So let's look at, I'll go through another one, 42, and then you guys do 43. Again, you're placing all this on your homework from last night, everything. Okay, first check. Does it work? Does this number happen to work? Do they happen to give you that one number that works? No. So move it out of the way. Positive. Next. Whatever number's in front of the x squared term, a value. Take that out. What goes inside here? 4 times what is 8x? 2x. Okay. It's 3. And set everything else up. Parentheses, squared, x. In this case, it'll be positive. Same here. So pretty much everything the same. It's just that see if that number they give you works or not. If it doesn't, move it over to the other side. And nothing else is going to change. So half of 2 is, oh, also forgot this, bring down the 4. Yeah. Half of 2 is 1. 1 squared is 1. Over here we need to add, how much? 4. Yeah, 4 times 1, that's where we got the 4 from. 7. So our final answer will be y equals 4 times the quantity x plus 1 squared minus 7. Vertex is at -1, -7. Question? Yeah, you can leave that blank. Yeah, we have to take that number out first before we do anything. Good. Alright, let's have you guys try 43 on by yourself. See if you can do it on your own. You'll have a quiz on this tomorrow and a test next week, so you want to have confidence that you can do it on your own.
Having a group quiz tomorrow?
Okay, go ahead and begin. Shh, kids. Go ahead and work on your by yourself. By yourself.
Children.
Stop. So on this, once again, it was just a small little detail that if you missed it, it could cost you everything. So let's watch up here. Once again, we're going to have to take out the -2, whatever number is here. So -2 times what is -2x squared? -2 times what is positive 20x? -10. So if you forget to check your work and make sure it actually multiplies back, you could get yourself in trouble. And then the other side we end up with equals 35. So from here on out, it should be correct. But yeah, one little negative can cost you everything. So half of -10, -5, add 25, add, yeah, -50. So -2 times 25, -50. So we get -15. And finish it up. Vertex is at?
-5, -15. It's positive 15. Still all
Alright. Okay, so oh, and also I want you guys to go ahead and check your answers from the review. You guys did the review 1 through 10?
Yeah.
Go ahead and check those.